Hey guys, welcome to the Fingerguns podcast. I'm AJ.
And I'm Harper, and we're hosting you guys tonight. We've got a pretty cool episode for you guys today. As you guys know, we've had a few special guests, but today, AJ is actually our special guest because he is the expert on tonight's topic.
Usually we're the interviewers, but today I'm the interviewee.
Are you ready?
I think so. Oh my god, that was so stressful. I'm sweating.
Do you want to introduce yourself and tell me what you're going to talk about today?
Hi, my name is AJ, and I'm going to be talking about movie games.
Cool. A lot of people might not be familiar with the term. Why don't you just break down what that means for me?
Well, there's many different names for it. I call them movie games, but they're also like interactive games, choice-based games. Basically, these types of games they're very cinematic. I mean, they are games, but they kind of play out like a movie, but you can control what's happening, and based on what you decide to do, it changes the future of the story.
So, do you have any, if someone's wanting to try it out, which one would you suggest?
Well, there's a lot of really, really good ones. Telltale, they make a lot of choice-based games. My favorite that they've made is called The Wolf Among Us, and it's based on this comic series. And it takes place in Brooklyn, and it's kind of like all of these traditional fairy tale characters, like the Big Bad Wolf, Snow White, the Woodsman, all these characters. They moved to Fabletown, I think is what it's called, in this little neighborhood in Brooklyn, and they all have glamours, so they all look human. And you play as the Big Bad Wolf, and he's the sheriff. It's really interesting because there's also Beauty and the Beast, and you're kind of investigating all of these things. Toad and his son, the frog, yeah, Mr. Toad, the Toad and the Frog. That's a story, right?
That's the storybook we used to read when we were little. I don't know if it's a fairy tale, but that's cool. I love Mr. Toad and Mr. Frog. They would do stuff together, prepare for the day and stuff. I don't remember those books, but they were fun.
Yeah. But yeah, that one's my favorite. So interesting. And that's a choice-based game. Most of the dialogue, there's a lot of dialogue trees, and it's someone will say something to the character, and then you have 4 options to say something, and then it's let's say if you're mean to a character, it will say this character will remember that you said that, and it plays a part later on. So there's little choices like that, like dialogue, and then there's big choices when it's there's 2 people that are about to die, and you have to pick the person that you're gonna save. Wolf Among Us is my favorite one. There's also The Walking Dead. That one's really popular. Not based on the TV series, but more based on the comics. That one is really good too. And there's another one called Life is Strange. That one is not from Telltale, but that one is about a girl who has time travel powers. That game is super, super interesting too.
So do you always play as a character? Or can you be this entity that just kind of influences things? Or are you always playing as a character in the movie?
So in all of these games, you're playing as a character. So in Wolf Among Us, it's the Big Bad Wolf. In Walking Dead, it's Lee Everett. That game has multiple seasons because it's an episodic game.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So in the first season, you plays Lee Everett, and then in the second season and the 4th season, you play as the little girl. And then in Life is Strange, you play as the main girl, Max Caulfield, with the time travel powers, and you also do little time travel things as well. Yeah.
That's cool. I haven't watched it, but I know Black Mirror did something that was kind of like that. It's not really like a game, but I know I think they did an episode where you can make choices. Is that kind of similar?
Yes, Bandersnatch, that little special film that they made, they're all kind of the same. They're all interactive movies. I think it was really interesting. there's all of these like hidden scenes, and like when I did it, I like went back and I like did all the, and there's like hidden endings.
Yeah. So I think like a big appeal of this is like you kind of get to be invested in the story, but I guess the downside is it could be a lot of different things, right? There's always different endings, different choices you can make. And I think a big part of that, you can always go back, right? Like these games, you can always replay them.
You can't really do that. You have to like go back in the saves, you know.
So you have to like restart the whole story, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
So I think like there is value in doing this because you get to be a part of it, and that's really cool. But then I guess you're also kind of like making your ending, right? So you're changing. I guess I don't know how much I'm kind of like confused about like how much autonomy it gives you. Like, is it like there are two like choices and you just pick a button, or is it more like how does choices work and how detailed is it?
Um okay, well, I'm gonna take The Walking Dead as an example. It's the first thing that's coming to my head. In The Walking Dead, in one of the first two episodes, you have to pick between saving this one lady or this one guy. They're both gonna be attacked by zombies. There's like different interactions with both of them, but eventually, no matter what character you do pick, the character that you choose to save dies anyway.
Right. So I think like a big problem with these is like you feel like you're getting some choices, but then if you look back, you're like, oh, if I picked this different route, the same thing would have happened. So I feel like that would be a bigger issue, like for me as a player, like, oh, well, then do my choices really matter? Because I've played like, they're not like high scale and fancy, but just like basic. I think we've all played them as kids, and there's like dialogue options and there's like which path will you take, and it kind of ends up the same. So I guess I'm just wondering like how much of a difference like can you make, and like because obviously it's a lot of work to like plan out all the different endings and all the different factors, right? You're not just writing one story, it's almost like you're writing several. So I was just wondering, are you able to experience all these different stories, or is the end result kind of the same?
I mean, okay, well, in all of these games that I just mentioned, the ending is usually the same. I mean, it's the same thing is kind of happening, but there's variations. After I played Life is Strange, I remember like reading all about it, and a lot of people were like kind of not happy about the ending because they were like, oh, my choices didn't matter.
Yeah, because then that kind of like takes the whole appeal of it out, I think. But I mean, I don't think that's like completely wrong. I mean, I think if you're trying to tell the story, that's okay because it's the story you're trying to tell and you're giving your audience a chance to like participate in it anyway. So I feel like that at any rate is like a benefit, a plus. But yeah, that sounds really cool. Is there anything like in particular that you really enjoy about playing the games, like regardless of which one it is?
I think the reason why I like these games so much is because of how cinematic they are. I don't really like playing games. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, I'm just not a gamer. I can see this being, I mean, I know a couple of people, crazy people, that don't like movies. Like, that's so strange to me. But I mean, actually my sister, for example, she doesn't like to watch movies, but she's like a hardcore gamer. But she loves these games too because she doesn't like movies because she told me like, "Oh, I want to feel engaged. Like I can't just like sit around and like watch a movie. I have to be involved." I can see interactive movies being super appealing to gamers or people that don't like watching movies because they think they're uninvolved, because you do get to be involved. You do get to kind of have a control over the narrative. So I think it's like a win-win. It's like something that everyone can enjoy, I think.
Yeah. I think for people who like the whole story of it, I think this is like a great way to keep your audience engaged because like, they get to be a part of it and that's super cool. Like we all want to be part of movies we watch. Then again, like normal movies are great when you just want to sit back and relax and like give up that control part of it. So I think both are valuable. I think you've made a great case for them. They sounded like a lot of fun.
Have you seen Bandersnatch?
I haven't.
You should watch Bandersnatch. Or you should play Bandersnatch? Okay. I was blown away by Bandersnatch. Like, I really hope that they make more, like, movies or, like, you know, I hope they make more cinema, more interactive cinema, because I think that could be, like, that'd be really game-changing.
Yes. That would be fun. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Because I have Netflix, and that means it's free. Because I did look at your games, but they all cost money, and I don't have money. But yes, we will see. I'll watch it.
Okay, there's actually an interactive game on Netflix. Well, like, it was a game, also by Telltale, but they moved it to Netflix and made it like an interactive movie. Minecraft story mode.
What the heck, AJ?
It's Minecraft.
I feel betrayed.
Do you play Minecraft, Harper?
I don't. I don't do all the stuff that everyone does. I don't know what I do all day.
She's so unique.
I just sit around in this dark room. I'm so quirky, guys. Oh, gross. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I could. I don't play things that aren't free, AJ.
It's okay. Most of these games I stole from my sister, so.
Yeah, I wish I could steal, but I can't. No, it's totally fine. Like, I've wanted to try all of these games, but I don't know. I feel like buying things on the App Store is just so different from buying things in real life. And I don't know, I have this, like, complex about it, which is why I'm always so happy when I get, like, an iTunes gift card, because then I can spend money on the App Store without feeling guilty.
Yeah.
That's, like, a personal issue. I don't know what it is.
I understand.
Yeah. I did want to talk to you. Speaking of games like that, there's one that's sweeping the nation, and it has been for a while. It's the dumbest game probably invented by humanity. It's called Episode Choose Your Story. I want you to play Episode Interactive. You don't need to spend money on that because it's not worth it. But I just want you to experience what it's like to play a choices game and not have any choices. So you have to buy diamonds, and I don't know the exact price of diamonds, but they're not cheap. And you basically don't have any, like, choice in the matter in the game, because all the good choices, you have to pay for them. And it's very, very dumb. And the stories are not well written. And the motions are just, the graphics aren't great. But I do want to see you play that game, because I've heard about everything you talked about tonight, and they all sound really cool. So I want you to play the worst.
Okay.
Actually, that's not exactly the worst. There's another horrible one called My Horse Prince, and it's terrifying.
Come again?
So I'm just gonna, I know people can't see this. It's also kind of like Episode where you're, like, playing this girl, and you can, like, be with your horse prince, but
what does that mean? Is that like a, what is the thing? What, like a centaur?
I'm gonna show you the picture. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that's horrific.
Yeah, I know.
She just showed me a picture of a horse, and then, like, just the head is a person. Oh, now he's singing. Oh, and he's playing the guitar.
It's terrifying. If you guys want, we'll post this on our Instagram. Except I don't really want to. I feel like it's cursed. I don't know. Maybe we'll release it on our stories or something. But yeah. Thank you, AJ, for teaching me and all of you who are listening about movie games. We might be playing some of the bad ones or the good ones. I don't know. We'll have to see. And yeah, thank you, AJ.
You're extremely welcome.
Oh,
so
thank
welcome.
You, thank you. Very welcome. I feel very welcomed. Okay. Well.
I guess that's all that we have for today, right?
Yep.
Well, we'll talk to you guys next week.
If we're not dead yet. Bye.
Bye.